What is going on? It is the Obscurist Tourist, and today I come to you from just outside Courtenay, British Columbia on Vancouver Island here in Canada. And I was actually supposed to fly back to Toronto yesterday, but there is an Air Canada strike that is preventing me from doing so. I don't know when the next flight is. I don't know if it's going to be this week. It might even be next week. And I had to get home to Toronto. And luckily for me, there was a drive-away car out of Victoria, about 3 hours south of Courtenay, that was shockingly going to Brampton, just outside of Toronto. So I have 5 days to get back to Toronto from Vancouver Island. This might actually be one of the longest one-way road trips I have ever taken. I am both excited and terrified all at once. I'm already exhausted. It's been a long trip, lots of hiking, lots of everything, lots of nature, as you can see. Look at this beautiful sight right behind me. Will I make it? Who knows? If you see that right there, that is my rental car. Look at that, I got a rental car. I couldn't even take a bus because I packed an oversized bag out of Toronto. I never pack an oversized bag. The one time I do, the airline goes on strike and I'm totally screwed because not a single bus from Courtenay to Victoria would allow an oversized bag. Not a single bus out of Courtenay would allow an oversized bag. So no room for me. I had to rent a car. Another expense in a long line of expenses that Air Canada has cost me. But listen, I think it's going to be an exciting drive to Toronto. I'm already exhausted, but let's go. Let's see what happens. Just check out these sights. Gonna miss these when I get back home. So I'm going to drink it all in while I can. Absolutely gorgeous. Check it out. This is the car I rented before I get into the drive-away car in Victoria. This is a Toyota Corolla. Come on, couldn't rent anything better? No, I couldn't. This was the only thing left on a Sunday out of the Comox airport. It'll have to do. It's like planes, trains, and automobiles, minus the planes. Does it get better than that? I don't think so. So I have arrived here in Victoria. It took me about 4 hours to drive down here from Courtenay. Google Maps said only 3 hours, so I feel a little duped. Pretty much direct driving. I think I stopped like once for gas. That was it. Anyway, just dropped the rental car off, and now I am walking to an address where the drive-away car is that I'm supposed to pick up. Kind of a weird situation because it was so last minute, I didn't even get the client's name, so this should be interesting. I'm not even sure if this is the correct address. Regardless, 45-minute walk added to an what is already turning out to be a very, very, very long trip home. We made it. So one thing I didn't take into account here is the fact that because I didn't know when I was getting into Victoria and able to catch the ferry, I didn't book my place on the ferry. And right now it's a 6:47. It's a 2-hour wait, so 9 o'clock. And I might not even get on it. It's sitting at 91% full right now. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is the line right here for the next 2 hours. Line 34. I just have to wait here for 2 hours. Starving, so I can't even do anything. But wait, fingers crossed. Man, that guy's got some food. Maybe I'll sneak on over there and see what happens. Wait in line, or get some food. Get some food, or wait in line. So that's the ferry I just missed. And here's the next ferry. Don't think I'm on that one either. Look at the size of that thing. Just massive. And lane number 34 right there, that's all the cars I have to contend with. I'm near the back, so it's gonna be a long wait. It is happening. Here we go. We are finally getting in to the ferry. A little over a 2-hour wait, but we're finally here. Stretching inside. Look at this. I'm so excited to finally be in here. The sheer size of this place is absolutely insane. 6 decks. Just wild. The general waiting area for the ferry as it crosses from the island to Vancouver looks suspiciously like an airport. If I told you I was in an airport, you wouldn't know any different. The first class lounge, modern travel these days, $14 gets you, I don't know, doesn't look that much different from Gen Pop. You get a free coffee and a croissant, I guess. $14? I don't think so. And we are casting off. Look at that. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Vancouver Island. Next stop, Vancouver, the mainland, the big city. Somewhere out there. A little brisk, but beautiful night nonetheless. Pretty excited to get back to the mainland. Look at those afterburners. The ferry is going a lot faster than it seems. And we are here. We just arrived. We'll be back on the mainland in about 30 seconds. Total trip across from entry to exit was about 2 hours. And here we go. Mainland. Boom. Pretty excited. So it's around 6 a.m. Day 2. What some might consider day 1 is my day 2. And interesting, I think I stopped driving around 1 a.m. last night and had no idea of my surroundings. And just look at this. Look at that. I'm right here in the Fraser Valley, just before Hope, BC, about to hit the Canadian Rockies. Treacherous. Had to sleep in my car last night. I'm way too tired to even try to find a place to sleep, and just kind of too late. So stayed in the Subaru, but excited for the day. It's going to be a real long day. Probably the most treacherous of all of my driving throughout this trip. It's about 9 hours to Calgary from here, so the other side of the Rockies. So we'll see what happens. Also, just to let you know, I'm at a rest stop. Rarity on the East Coast. And as one of my girlfriends once reminded me, I can stop here because of my male privilege of being able to stop without fear and sleep in my car at a rest stop. So, never seen that before. Hand dryer on lockdown here in the Fraser Valley. So this is my first fueling of the trip. Gotta do it before I hit the Rockies. I don't know where the next gas stop will be, so these are Rickies though. Learned this from the desert. Get gas when you can. My first real stop of the day. Look at this, you can see it down there. Kamloops, BC. Next stop in about 2.5 hours is Revelstoke, right in the middle of the Canadian Rockies. And check it out, look at this. Fueled by Tim Hortons. So this is one of the, one of the low mental times of the long driving day is like kind of about 2 hours in, when you realize you have about 10 hours left before you can check into a motel or a hotel. But it's a damn good thing that the sights around me at the moment, the mountains and just the nature, are amazing, and that I love to drive, or else I'd be in a terrible mood, which I'm not. Driving behind one of these logging trucks is kind of terrifying to me. One of those things falls off, a goose is cooked immediately, so a little nervous driving behind most trucks. Never mind a logging truck. I think close second to a logging truck would be one of those 18-wheelers hauling cars with the that car on the back just hanging off. No, don't like it at all. Salmon arm. And this might actually be the most Canadian, not only town, but the most Canadian post office. Look at it. Canoe. Here in British Columbia. Eh? I can't resist a ghost town sign just outside of Revelstoke. Revelstoke was my goal, but look at this. I had to stop. This is the official start to the Canadian Rockies as you know it. This is Three Valley Lake. You can see mountain on the left, on the right in the middle here. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't imagine how much it would cost to spend a night here, but I'll tell you, and I say this very seldomly, seems worth it. The views alone worth whatever the price of admission is. Oh man, Mount Begbie. That mountain probably goes nutter all the time. That's a train spotting reference, in case you didn't catch it. I'm sorry, this might be the biggest McDonald's golden arches I've ever seen in my life. That's right here in Revelstoke. I made it, Revelstoke. That was my main goal for driving today, was to reach Revelstoke, so anything beyond this, which was a 6-hour drive from where I started through the mountains, was always going to be a bonus. Look at it. It says the best place on earth. It says it right on the sign. Now, I drove through here 23 years ago. Very different climate. It was the middle of winter. I think it was the dead of February, and it was avalanche country all around here. So the roads were closed. And it was quite a precarious drive, so lovely this time through. Snow forest sounds lovely right now. The forêt de neige, because I'm absolutely boiling and getting eaten by mosquitoes here. Look how absolutely beautiful this is. And right beside me, I don't know if we can see it, there is a train that's about to pass by. No, it's through the forest here. You hear it? Can't see it, but it is a Canadian Pacific train. I saw it. Whew, that's loud. Yoho National Park. I'd love to explore it, but I don't have time. Headed to Banff right now. Check out these peaks. Unreal. One of the coolest parts right now to travel in Canada is that all Parks Canada admissions are free. You can see Canada without spending a dime. Look at this. All of this. That is pretty awesome. Look at these birds. They're gorgeous. I have no idea what they are. They're like twice the size of a blue jay, but look at the beautiful colors on it. It's almost like a teal with a crow head and a green and blue tail. It's been a lot of driving today, but check it out. I have finally made it to Alberta, Lake Louise, just down the bend, and then Banff, and then I believe I will probably stay in Calgary tonight. Long haul, hour 10 of driving, and I'm tired. I'd love to find a hotel right now, but got another 2 hours of driving to go. This place just keeps getting more and more gorgeous. Wow, this might be one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen. The lighting, not great, but damn, this is truly amazing. Day 3 of my road trip, impromptu road trip across Canada, and I am just on the outskirts of Western Calgary, Alberta. Yes, I crossed into Alberta last night. I was a little desperate to find a place. Went onto hotels.com expecting a hotel, but instead I got this place. Look at this. I'm in the suburbs. Just ended up in some guy named Heston's basement room in his house. One of the stranger places that I did not expect, but here I am. Apparently, also, the Air Canada strike has ended. It ended sometime in the middle of the night, and but my trip across Canada continues, so yeah. Headed to Drumheller. I think Winnipeg is the ultimate goal today, which I don't think anyone has ever said that in the history of Canadian travel. Been waiting in traffic here on the way to Drumheller for the past 20 minutes. I've just been sitting in this spot. I think they're paving the roads, but look at this view. There is no view. It's a whole lot of nothing out there. So despite driving, I think I drove around 14 hours yesterday. This is the weird part of the trip where it seems like you've driven much further than you actually have. And I was thinking, oh, after Calgary, this will be a breeze. I'll get home in 2 days. When I looked up this morning, and I know this, but I was tired. I looked at the map and I haven't actually moved very much. Yes, Calgary is around 10 hours away from Vancouver, but that is driving through the Canadian Rockies. So it's winding up and down roads. So it's a lot of driving and you're not actually getting a lot of distance. So yeah, I'm guessing I should be home in 3 to 4 days, but who knows? Who knows? The one thing about these trips is you just get more and more tired as the days go on. And I'm 3 days into this, and I'm already pretty tired. So, yeah. Look at that. Halloween dinosaur. I am officially in Saskatchewan, or about to cross into Saskatchewan. Very short time in Alberta, but this is going to be the drive from now on. Pretty boring. So I don't think I've fully explained, I have in previous videos, what Driveway is. Driveway is a service that I've been using for, I would say, a little over 25 years. And basically it's driving snowbirds' cars to their winter destination. So that could be a Canadian who has a house rental in Phoenix or Florida. A lot of them are in Florida, California, and vice versa. In the springtime, you bring the car back to Toronto or somewhere in Canada. Basically, it's people who are too old, or they just don't want to drive that long of a distance, and so they will pay a service. The service that I use currently is hittheroad.ca, and they provide an amazing service. They have a broker for getting over the US border, which is, over the years, it used to be a lot easier. Now it's getting a lot more difficult, so it's a bigger pain in the butt to do it, but you get paid. Gas is paid. You might get a travel stipend. Wagwan, Saskatchewan. A whole lot of nothing, apparently. Man, this province is a bummer. A real bummer for a road trip, especially after coming from and driving through the Canadian Rockies in British Columbia. And then this is all I'm going to be seeing for the next, I don't know, 2 days, is a lot of flat fields. Oh, I think that's a hill over there. That could be the most exciting part of Saskatchewan. Oh boy. Nectar of the gods when you're on a long road trip. Not my ideal brew, but it'll do in a pinch. This is so gross. Can you see this? I can barely see through my windshield because of all of the bugs out here in the prairies. So I gotta find a gas station soon, clean this puppy off, because not only disgusting, it's affecting my sight looking outside. So this might be the most exciting thing I have done in the past 5 hours. Getting gasoline here in, I don't even know where I am, Davidson, Saskatchewan. Whole lot of nothing around here. I don't know if there's anything harder than getting blood guts off a windshield. Jeez. Accumulated from the last 5 hours driving through the prairies. Talk about a rock and a hard place. You're screwed either way. Day 4, I think. The exhaustion has really started to set in on this trip. I can see it because I'm not reaching my goals. The goal yesterday was to hit Winnipeg, stop there, spend the night. I failed miserably. Failed by about 5 hours short. Ended up having to stay in Regina, Saskatchewan instead. Bright side is I had a pretty good sleep. Negative side is I still have about a little over 20 hours of driving left before I get to Toronto. Here in Indian Head, Saskatchewan though, home of Little Mosque on the Prairie. Little tidbit there. Another stop, I don't know, 5th or 6th gas fill. And this is interesting. Dying breed here. Full serve here in Saskatchewan. I see it sometimes in the US in the smaller towns, but alive and well in Alberta and Saskatchewan. Still a hell of a long way to Winnipeg, which was supposed to be my goal yesterday, so that just shows how far behind I am. So the goal for today is to reach Thunder Bay, Ontario. Bit of an ambitious goal considering I've been driving for about 3 hours, and Thunder Bay from this point, just past Brandon, Manitoba, is still 10 hours away. So didn't reach my goal yesterday. Hope to reach my goal today, but very ambitious. Very, very ambitious. We'll see. This fly is holding on for his dear life. Look at him. Check it out. I'm officially in the very center of Canada. The middle. The sandwich meat in the sandwich here in Manitoba. No idea. Just outside of Winnipeg. Been driving for many days and eating absolute garbage on the road because that's all I really had time for. And this is my first real meal. Still kind of garbage, but at least it's home cooked somewhat. Still deep fried. Look at it. That's it right there. I got a pulled pork sandwich with some onion rings. And I'm sitting down, not eating in the car, so that's something. Still another 18 hours of driving to go. One sad aspect to this trip is that I haven't seen too many animals. I saw one prairie dog, a bunch of cows, and a fox that ran in front of me. That's it. Not a moose, nothing. Not even a bear, not even a black bear. Very disappointing. I just crossed over into Ontario. The last province is also my home province. Yet, it's not really the last stretch because I still have 21 hours of driving. 21 hours. That's half of the trip I've already made. Just absolutely insane how big Ontario is. Man alive. Stayed in a town called Ignis, Ontario last night, and check this out. This is the first rainy day I have encountered in over a week. A little construction to wake me up right outside my window at 6:30 a.m. Cool. Just here in Thunder Bay, and I had to stop at this statue. Terry Fox, in my summation, one of the greatest Canadians of all time. He attempted to run across Canada to raise money for cancer research, and just east of here, he had to abandon his run when he himself was in cancer remission. But during this run that started in the East Coast, he had his cancer come back, and it was about this point that he was told, just east of here, he abandoned his run and died shortly thereafter. This is the Terry Fox outlook. Just look at that. It's absolutely amazing. Terry Fox, rest in peace. Going on a back road because of construction. It's funny, I've traveled a little over 2,500 kilometers and had no problem with traffic or construction, and I get to Ontario and immediately I'm met with construction and road work. So that says a lot about Ontario. Panorama Park here in northern Ontario, about 40 minutes outside of Thunder Bay. And apparently this is a view of the Black Bay in Lake Superior. Let's check it out. Wow, look at that. That is amazing. Of the greatest lake in the world. That is why it is called Lake Superior. So apparently there is an accident. Interestingly, the last time I drove through this area, winter, something like 23, 24 years ago, there was an accident in the exact same area. And it looks like it's going to be a long wait. So this could really affect how far I get today. Hopefully it's cleared up soon. When in doubt, always follow an emergency vehicle. Just a bunch of people just breaking the law. I'm gonna join in and drive the wrong way, because I would have been there for hours. So screw it. So I've been stuck here for about an hour and a half. Who knows how far this goes, but I've moved a bit, but that's only of my own volition. Cars turned off and people standing on the side of the road and going to the store is not a good sign. So I caught up a little further, thought there was another route around, kind of like a long cut through the dead traffic here. You can see the fog is getting really thick. This is, look at that. It's insane. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So there is no shortcut or long cut. I just gotta be here. Well, since I'm stuck in traffic, I might as well show you the car that I've been driving for the past week. Pretty sweet ride, actually. A Subaru Outbacker. Spacious and quite comfortable. I regularly drive a 2007 Ford Focus, so this is kind of a little holiday away from my crappy old car. I don't know if I could drive mine across Canada, that's for sure. Man, this has gotta end soon. So after about 2.5 hours, the road is finally open. So don't think I'll make it to Sault Ste. Marie tonight. That was my goal. So we'll see what happens. Might have pushed me back another day, considering it's almost nighttime here. So this looks to be where the accident was. You can see absolute carnage over there. Look at that. Jeez. We are here in White River, Ontario. And what's so important about White River, Ontario? Well, it is none other than the home of Winnie the Pooh. Yes, true story. Winnie the Pooh originated here. It is day 6. Feeling pretty rough today. That accident yesterday really set me back almost an entire day because it was getting dark by the time the road opened again, and because of that, so many cars were backed up that nobody had any place to stay. So every single motel and hotel in the area was completely booked. And much like this trip being impromptu, I had to spend a night in the forest. Pretty scary stuff. Heard a lot of noises, but I survived. And today is my final day. I should be back in Toronto sometime tonight. Still another 11 hours ahead of me. But here I am. I'm in Echo Bay. Thought I'd stop and check out the iconic home of the loonie. Canada's, what is it? What would it be considered? It would be called iconic, I suppose. Coin, the loonie, designed right here by a local artist in Echo Bay. Nice. In the home stretch here, 293 kilometers away. The final countdown. Just a couple hours before I'm finally home. Well, that is it for me. That's it for my road trip. I'm about 2 hours away from Toronto, but had to stop at a cottage country staple here just north of Toronto for some Weber's. Got 2 hamburgers. You can see the classic bridge behind me. Been coming here since I was a kid. My hair is absolutely a mess. I am a mess, but I'm excited to be back almost in Toronto. What a 6-day adventure it has been, and I don't want to repeat it anytime soon. For now, it is I, the Obscurist Tourist. Stay well, stay safe, and as always, stay beautiful. And until our next road trip adventure, see you later. I really wish I had a little more energy, but these burgers are gonna help me get there. See you later.